Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's game. I'm Tacoma Stars public address announcer Randy McNair. Now, tonight is a very special night. We'll be having a live jersey auction through tonight's game. That's right. Any Tacoma Stars game-worn jersey is available for you to bid on. You can take it home tonight. All you have to do is download the Live Source app on your mobile device, and you can bid right from the comfort of your own seat. You can rebid. You'll be notified when you win. And here's the thing. It's very easy to use. This is how you do it.
Go to the App Store on your mobile device and type in Live Source. It's the app icon with the 3 yellow buttons. Once you download the app, create an account. For location, click on Kent, Washington. Enter your card information for easy payment options. And once you're completed with that, you're ready to bid. Once again, you can bid from the convenience of your seat.
Now, the app is free to download. It's easy to find. And like I said, it's easy to use, fans. Easy way to bid and to take home some Tacoma Stars swag. Download the Live Source app right now. Start bidding, have fun, and enjoy tonight's game.
Live from the Showwear Center in Kent, Washington, it's Friday night MASL action as the Tacoma Stars play host to the Western Conference leaders, the Monterrey Flash. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on MASL TV. I'm Andrew Harvey alongside Peyton Behrens. Peyton, this Monterrey team has quite literally been unstoppable this season. 13-0, they come into the Showwear Center.
Look, and I don't know who saw this coming into the season this year, but this team is incredible. Being on top of the standings, nobody's been able to touch them thus far, and they are just one of the best teams that we've seen in MASL. Last year we saw San Diego go on a huge run. This year Monterrey is taking it and just taking it another step further.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at those Western Conference standings right now. You see the Stars down there at 4-7, right on the bubble of a playoff spot as we speak right now. Of course, they'll want to be keeping their way moving. Turlock and Ontario both on 3-7 right now. Those two playing each other tonight. That match already underway. We'll keep you updated on that one as the night goes along. But from a points perspective, Brian Aguilar is the real threat for this Monterrey side.
He's somebody that you guys shut down if you're trying to come out of this game victorious as the Tacoma Stars. This is your only chance playing against Brian Aguilar before you possibly see him in playoffs. So get your game plan down, know what you need to do before you get to that point later in the season, and really have to make those moves to try and shut down such a dynamic player like Brian Aguilar.
Up there on the league leaderboard for both goals and points overall. And there is the man himself as we are just about set for kickoff here at the Showwear Center. A versatile threat, 20 goals on the season for him. And let's take a look at the rest of the starters. In goal for Monterrey is Berna Valdivinos. In the field, Damian Garcia, Hector Vallejo, Miguel Vaca, Eric John Prince, and of course Aguilar, who we just mentioned. For the Stars, in goals, Danny Waltman. In the field, Pereira, Mccluskey, Rafael Cox, and Michael Ramos alongside Alex Caceres.
Look, Andrew, I think that if the Stars want to be victorious tonight, you really got to rely on Danny Waltman. Waltman is one of those guys who can keep you in games, and with such a dominant team like Monterrey coming in here and trying to, steal a win on the road, a league that I constantly say you should never be dropping games at home, Danny Waltman needs to be your guy. I know that the Stars have Nick Pereira, I know that they have Mike Ramos, I know that they have Alex Caceres, but when you look at Danny Waltman, he has to play out of his mind tonight for the Stars to be able to hang around in this, because this attack that Monterrey has is out of this world.
6 players for the Flash on double-digit goals this season. There are not many teams in the league that could boast that. I'm pretty confident Monterrey are the only ones, as this quick play is in to the hands of Waltman. The Stars in a bit of a variation on their traditional home white kits this evening, bearing the tricolor of the Mexican national flag in honor of Latino Heritage Night, which we're celebrating here in the lone contest of the season against Monterrey. Monterrey in black, moving from right to left on your screen as we're underway here in the first quarter at the Showwear Center.
And oftentimes we've seen this game get dictated in the first 5 minutes. Last week we saw Ontario do a lot of the possession. They came out on top against Tacoma, and they really set the tempo of the game. Tacoma needs to not come out flat. They need to be able to dominate this team who, every single road game that Monterrey goes on is an international trip. They really have to focus when they're on the road. 8-0 on the road, and you see Eddie Naw on the far side. You got to wonder how the young guys are going to play a factor into today's match.
Caceres goes square to Hansen. Hansen dropping this ball into the corner. Ramos is there. Ramos shoots. Valdivino's got a hand to it. Ramos chases it down in the corner and drops it back. There's Antoniuk. Antoniuk dribbling to his right, lays off for Hansen. Pereira can't quite get back to it. Now gets the inside line. This is a loose ball. Waltman going to stay in his goal. It's controlled along the far side. Waltman with a kick save to the near post. Waltman bobbles that one and holds on as they were looking to link up to Edgar Flores at the back post.
So far, so good. The start that you want if you're Tacoma, you got Mike Ramos being able to fire that shot on goal, and then Danny Waltman coming up with a save with a lot of traffic around him in the paint. So when you're looking at these things, you want to be able to find shots early and be able to make sure that your defense is locked in.
Waltman penned in along the boards. Eddie Naw going to stick a foot in now. Ball frozen. We'll drop the ball to restart play.
That's well done out of Danny Waltman, not letting anything get back. And you had Lamar Nagel go and play a little safety. He went and covered the net with Waltman being so far out.
Canali going to wave away Antoniuk here. Going in against Jorge Rios. Rios turns the ball back, but he's under pressure. And they manage to drop the ball back to Victor Quiroz. Now Peyton, not to lead the dog too much by the nose here, but would you say that the Tacoma kits are pretty snazzy tonight? Do you like those?
I like these a lot. The green and the red is very classy touch, and you even have, a little design underneath that's kind of hidden. You can only see it when you get up close, and you got to buy one of these jerseys on the app and make sure that you see these kits in person because they are a work of art.
Oh, Peyton, you spoiled my punchline there. If you like the kits the Stars are wearing tonight, guess what? The game-worn jerseys can be yours. As that ball gets beyond Waltman, Antoniuk could clear it away. And Antoniuk whistled for the foul for pushing off against Eric Rosas. He is nonplussed, you might say. And you just download the Live Source app. I'm just going to get through this real quick. Live Source app, all one word, Live Source, and bidding will remain open on all of the game-worn kits for the Stars tonight, including that snazzy green one for Danny Waltman, until 5 minutes remain in the fourth quarter.
And you could hear Antoniuk and his frustrations with that call. Now you have a dangerous set piece.
Quiroz, short little restart, looking to square it, gets beyond Waltman at the back post, appeals for handball, nothing given. Aguilar goes off the right post, and now Nagel wants to spin out the far side. Lovely pair of touches from Nagel, and the return ball won't reach him. Canali hemmed in along the far side boards, fighting off Quiroz, and the ball's frozen once more.
Another situation where they get pinned up on the boards, but Eddie Naw off that free kick, he tried stretching out, he tried sliding, and he left the backside completely wide open for the Stars, and it almost cost him.
I had a chance to talk to Lamar Nagel before tonight's game, and one of the things he mentioned to me is the team's really been emphasizing trying to get a fast start against Monterrey tonight. Last two games, both of which came at home, they were outscored 1-0 in the first quarter. Pereira here, fighting in the far corner. Slide tackle gets it off of him. Roll down along the boards. Here comes Miguel Vaca. Vaca fires with the left, gets beyond Waltman. Mccluskey getting acquainted with his man on the far side. Pereira trying to dig it out. Long range fire, tipped into the boards by Waltman. Hansen heads it back to him, and it's knocked away from him. Vaca lifts it up into the net.
Dangerous play out of the Stars here. I could see what Chase Hansen wanted to do. He was just trying to get that ball back into Waltman's hands, but miscommunication, missed touches, and you can't really play around with the ball in your defensive end when there's two attackers like that barreling down the Stars defense, and now you got them on the offensive side trying to set things up. You see a lot of these long balls going over the top for Pereira.
This is Pereira. Back across midfield for Caceres. Trying to find Ramos down the far side. Flores is there. And it's worked back to Valdivinos, the keeper. Valdivinos across midfield. Can't find Hugo Puentes.
You talked about Nagel wanting to, this game specifically, trying to get the fast start out, but it's no secret to anyone that the Stars do have a power period, and that's going to be the third period. They come out of the locker room very energized. They like to score a lot of goals in the third quarter, and I don't know if it's something that's said in the locker room, but that's the tendency of this team.
Herrera. Back for Antoniuk. Here's Eddie Na. Herrera scoops to his left.
Too much time on the ball.
Square to Antoniuk. No one available in the near corner. Nagel posted up in front of Valdivinos. Here's Rafael Cox. Eddie Na. Stars looking to make something happen with off-the-ball movement. They're looking for Cox, and it's immediately poked away from him. And Cox has tripped his man.
And I don't think anyone on Tacoma is dissatisfied with that play build-up right there, keeping possession for a solid minute and a half, trying to be able to knock it around and be patient waiting for your shots. And you have guys like Dizzy Dan Antoniuk who's able to fire a shot out there from the attacking line. So you have a lot of depth in that sort of attack. If you can just keep the ball on your foot, you're going to be in good shape.
Ryan Aguilar moving quite well after apparently having his leg taken off at the ankle by Rafael Cox moments ago. Valdivinos sends it long, drops it in along the boards. Aguilar gets the cross off. Antoniuk chests it down and is going to lift it out of his defensive end. And too much of the shoulder in there from Roberto Escalante. Free kick the way of the Stars. Immediately sent downfield and immediately turned over. Eric Prince. Tied up by Mccluskey. Still Prince, though. Escalante. Down into the corner it goes to Puentes. Fighting against Hansen. Ramos comes in for the double team. And Ramos gets the ball away downfield, draws the free kick on advantage.
That's good work there. In your own defensive third, you had no attack going forward. You try and play a ball, lots of contact, and you hit the turf. Tacoma, they're getting this foul back here, and this is a good place to start your offense. Get the right line that you want on the field. Again, we see that Nagel Pereira attack. Eddie Na mixed in there as well. Alex Caceres. You have a very strong attacking four on the pitch right now. Let's see if the Stars can capitalize.
Pereira trying to back up his man. Nifty outside of the foot flick. And it's turned over. Monterrey find Puentes. Puentes gone out wide. That one gets beyond Waltman and has already gone to the net. I'm not sure if they're going to give the goal to Puentes or to Jorge Rios, who certainly made sure that wound up back in the back of the net. And they're giving the goal to Flores after it bounces beyond Danny Waltman.
And that's rough there for Tacoma, just not getting ahead like they wanted to in the first quarter here early. It puts us now into a media timeout, but a quick capitalization from Monterrey on the counterattack and just able to finish their shots, knock it home.
The Tacoma Stars would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting good brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Miter share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Miter's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. Miter's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and a 30% reduced bounce to make it more efficient in arena soccer. And And certainly, Hector Flores was efficient with that strike there. Just a bit of an awkward ball for Waltman to deal with. And it's 1-0 to the Western Conference leaders.
You know, being a goalkeeper in this league, you got to get your hands on the ball. That's the main objective every single time. Whether it's a deflection that's going to go back into the field of play, being popped straight up, which was the case there for Danny Waltman. He did his job, and right there on that 2-on-1, you saw Caceres trying to defend both players, and he kind of stepped forward towards the ball without having the help behind him, almost as if he was trying to look for a quick offside trap, as if this is the outdoor game, but there's no offside here in MASL. And I think that he just made that step too early. He had Eddie Naw chasing back, just trying to help him, double down that defending. You got to sit back. You got to take away that passing lane, and you can't step up and allow that free passing lane to open up.
We're back underway here at the ShoWare Center. Here is another look at it. You can see right there that ball completely crossed the line. It's already long gone by the time that Jorge Rios got ahead to it. 7:41 to go, and for the third time in as many matches, Peyton, Tacoma Star is behind the 8-ball.
You know, when they went on that road trip, this is their third home game now on the big homestand, and when they went on the road trip before this homestand, they seemed to find themselves in the lead in every match. In 5 of their 7 road games, they had the lead. They were up in the second quarter. They were up in the first quarter. They were up in the third quarter. But they couldn't hold on to it. Now it seems the other way when they come back home. They're always chasing the lead. They find themselves down. Last week, we saw them go down 4-1. They tied the game at 4. Then they lost the lead going into the fourth quarter.
Valdivinos surveying, lumped over the top. Waltman surveying it on the boards. Collected there by Rosas. Antoniuk traps it. Goes square to Rafael Cox. Crossfield ball finds Mccluskey. Mccluskey draws the foul.
That's well done, holding on to the ball, making sure that there's no turnover there.
Nah, trying to round his defender. His shot blocked. That time by Damian Garcia. Goes out of play.
Back on Mccluskey, just having awareness that they were in the middle of a line change. They were looking for people on the far side. He's just able to keep possession for the Stars, and he earned a foul.
Nagel lurking near the midfield circle. Hansen with it there. Goes to Naw. Waltman trying to drop this in for Canali. Canali wanted the turn, cleared out as far as Ramos. That ball gets beyond Hansen, will be thumped downfield. Brian Aguilar going to give chase. Waltman retreats to his get. Antoniuk dropping in to defend. Aguilar's cross, blocked by Antoniuk.
Great positioning.
Nagel's turn now. Under pressure, tries to play himself off the board, gets the ball back. And now the quick return from Ramos. Cut out quickly there by Escalante.
That's something you got to see Tacoma want to do more of. So successful at playing with the wall, using the wall. I don't think teams in this league use the boards enough. Nagel was able to get out of a sticky situation around 2 defenders all by himself with 1 quick pass off the wall. It was a beautiful thing, and it broke open. The ball got turned over once you go into the middle towards where all the defenders are. If you can use the wall as a teammate, it's going to give you a perfect pass back every single time.
Waltman wants his defenders to play tight. Ball over the top, looking for Puentes. Ramos defending. Valdivinos. Long ball. Picks out Prince. Caceres has it off him. Picks out Ramos. Ramos gone ahead here for Canali. Canali might have Valdivinos off his line. That is a brilliant sliding tackle from Escalante, who then does enough to clear it back to Prince. Great defensive coverage from Monterrey, but now another quick turnover. Spinning inside, Canale goes down low, Caceres toward goal, bounces off the boards. Mccluskey collects it at the near side. Ramos rattles it around, Valdivino spills it, tapped back by Caceres. Ramos can't fire it. Canale back down low for Caceres. The cross looking for Ramos, tipped back toward goal and into the hands of Valdivinos. That's a back pass. That will be a free kick.
That was a great build-up from Tacoma there, being able to do everything that they needed. Getting shots off, making great runs.
And a yellow card for dissent. Monterrey can't get lippy.
And I believe that's Aguilar.
It is Aguilar.
Aguilar was the one lifting up his shirt saying, look, this ball hit me in the chest. He's trying to show the referee a red mark on his chest. He's going to find himself into the box for 5 minutes now. Now, this isn't a short-handed 5 minutes, but this is huge for Tacoma. Being able to have their best player in Monterrey off the field, this gives you a great opportunity to tie up this game.
Caceres, short restart, fired by Pereira. What a save by Valdivinos. Rafael Cox back for Caceres. Not a power play situation, remember, still 5-on-5 in the field.
Now you have Monterrey on their heels a little bit. They're a little shook.
Here's Ramos. Fancies his chances, does Ramos. Ramos has never seen a ball that he doesn't fancy. Puts that one high and wide.
Ramos leads the team in shots with 52, but he's still behind Pereira. Oh, no, excuse me. He is a goal ahead of Nick Pereira. But 52 shots, you'd love to see him be able to find the back of the net just a hair more.
Meanwhile, here come the Flash, looking dangerous. Antonio caught in no man's land. Waltman has to come for it, rattles off the woodwork.
Tacoma got caught sleeping. They only had one man back in Dan Antonio, and everyone else was high pressing. Pereira went up, and he pressed Valdivinos.
Here's Rios, cutting inside. He's looking for Rosas on the far side. Rios, now Fuentes. Pardon me, Puentes. Damian Garcia goes down on the arm contact from Nick Pereira, gets the free kick.
The foul's called by the official on the far side of the field. Saw a little bit more of it than this near side official.
Low ball served in, looking for the quick ball to Puentes. Series of 3 shots. Eddie Na underneath it, heads it out wide. Rosas lifts it back inside. Na, the half bicycle clearance.
That had to be intimidating for Waltman, standing there watching shot after shot ricochet off the boards, trying to anticipate anything. But when those 3 shots come in so quick, one after the other, it's hard to anticipate.
That smells on Stars number 10, Nick Ferrari, his first of the night.
Rios pressing in, low shot, tipped away. Ball back to Damian Garcia here. Lose the back end. Rosas can't put it on target. Hansen under pressure from behind. Quiroz muscles him off the ball and guilty of the foul. Referees calling a very tight game here in the first quarter, Peyton.
Quick whistles, especially when they're near the boards. If that ball and there's a little bit of contact on the sidelines here, it's getting a quick response out of the officials. Maybe something that they're trying to tighten up on. And you know, I'm not complaining about it. Player safety out here, especially when you get up against the boards. We saw what happened to Uzi Taiu last week. There was that quick tangle up, and he had to leave the game for the rest of the match, had an ice pack on his knee and was getting a lot of attention. So maybe they're trying to...
Pereira settles that ball, fires, another save by Valdivinos. Monterrey looking to play on the break. Pardon the interruption there, Peyton. Scoop downfield. The square ball for Quiroz. Off the woodwork, headed back into contention and into the net by Miguel Vaca.
Tacoma defensively is not getting back. They're trying to throw a bunch of numbers forward, and you can see that that's how they want to attack this Monterrey team, is they just want to throw numbers forward and try and get as many men into the attack as possible. but they're being left out to dry. Danny Waltman is acting as a second defender here, where everything's a 2-on-1, and Waltman has to come off of his line, do a lot of high pressure, and I don't know if this is sustainable for Tacoma.
Caceres just wants to thump the ball back downfield. Ball was handled. Another free kick shy of midfield. Caceres going quickly, 48 seconds on the clock. Canali settles, lifts it over the top. Rafael Cox, square toward Na, too long for him. Here's Flores. Square ball, fired past Waltman and buried to the far side. Puentes picked out the post and tucks it away to make it 2-0.
The Stars defense getting caught out again, but that's why they're called the Flash. Monterrey, they are able to score in a jiff just like that. Being able to turn things around, they go up 2-0 here right before the end of the first quarter, and Tacoma had a lot of good momentum rolling for them, but when you get on a counterattack like that, you have to be able to close down the ball. We saw two men in the attack. It was a 2-on-2 that Tacoma was defending, and no one went and closed down Puentes on that far side. You see him wide open here on the right-hand side. He's able to take a touch, gather himself, and smash a ball across the boards, and able to find that back post. That's a great shot and a great finish against an incredibly good keeper in Danny Waltman.
Troy Petersen out for what I believe are his first minutes of the night. 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Waltman over the top. Valdivinos has to go airborne. Waltman almost tucked that under the crossbar. Under 10 seconds now. Back to Valdivinos. He's going to hold it. Rolls it out as far as Rosas. We hit the end of the first quarter. Monterrey has grabbed the early lead, 2-0 through 15 minutes of play. We'll take a break here on MASL TV.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's game. I'm Tacoma Stars public address announcer, Randy McNair. Now, tonight is a very special night. We'll be having a live jersey auction through tonight's game. That's right. Any Tacoma Stars game-worn jersey is available for you to bid on. You can take it home tonight. All you have to do is download the Live Source app on your mobile device, and you can bid right from the comfort of your own seat. You can rebid. You'll be notified when you win. And here's the thing. It's very easy to use. This is how you do it.
Go to the App Store on your mobile device and type in Live Source. It's the app icon with the 3 yellow buttons. Once you download the app, create an account. For location, click on Kent, Washington. Enter your card information for easy payment options. And once you're completed with that, you're ready to bid. Once again, you can bid from the convenience of your seat.
Now, the app is free to download. It's easy to find. And like I said, it's easy to use, fans. Easy way to bid and to take home some Tacoma Stars swag. Download the Live Source app right now. Start bidding, have fun, and enjoy tonight's game.
Success is playing at the highest level. Success is the roar of the crowd. Success is the rush of scoring a goal. Success is your family cheering you on. Success is being the largest youth program in the state. For every kid in Washington, success starts here at Washington Youth Soccer.
Hey, Stars fans, when you walk through the door at our next home game, make sure your first stop is the merchandise table, where you can purchase mini balls to participate in our Ducks and Toyota of Auburn mini ball toss at the end of the third quarter. Mini balls are just $1 a piece, and everybody is encouraged to participate. The contest is fun and easy. Throw your mini balls through the open windows of our Tacoma Stars vehicle, and you're entered to win some incredible prizes. This is a contest the whole family can enjoy. So remember, stop by the merch table, purchase your mini balls, and we'll see you at the end of the third quarter of our next match.
for the start of the second half between the Tacoma Stars and the Monterrey Flash. Flash leading 2-0 through the first quarter play as Nick Pereira is over the ball to get us started. Andrew Harvey alongside Peyton Behrens for you here. And Peyton, once again, Tacoma, bit of a lackluster first half, outshot 5-2 against a very good Monterrey side.
This Monterrey attack is no joke. They come in on the road anywhere that they go, and they're able to score goals. And while their last two games have been pretty close affairs, I believe a 5-4 and a 7-5, that's something that, you know, Tacoma wanted to try and turn the tides on here when they come into Kent. For the only time this season, you got to be able to fight with them at home and try and you got to get this game back. You got to go 2-2 here by halftime and be able to look forward to the second half.
Just about 30 seconds left on Brian Aguilar's yellow card for dissent that he picked up there in the first quarter. Of course, he won't be allowed out of the box until there's an appropriate stoppage in play. Quick ball inside for Mccluskey! Vince Mccluskey slips inside on the assist from Nick Pereira and scores the first goal of the night for the Tacoma Stars. What a thunderous shot.
That one was a dandy right there in the first minute of the second quarter. Vince Mccluskey was able to just find the back of the net. He slipped right through the middle. All eyes went to Nick Pereira, and Mccluskey right down Main Street just had a ball served on a platter to him, and being able to finish it, that's huge right there for Vince Mccluskey, because a shot like that, if you miss that shot, you're really not picking up any sort of momentum. You're not staying into this game the way that you wanted to, but Vince Mccluskey being able to knock that bad boy home right in the middle of the area. Well done. 2-1 now. The Stars chip away, and here we got the replay of Waltman playing up the near side. And you just see Vince Mccluskey sneak in a beautiful ball splitting two defenders, and McCluskey's able to hammer it home.
Now we'll see what the Stars are able to do with that bit of momentum. Monterrey has them quickly back under pressure. Valdivinos wants to keep that pressure on. Ball work back here to Hector Vallejo. Damian Garcia back to Valdivinos. Looking for Rios. Has an option at the far post. Rios goes himself. Waltman diving save. Nagel spins, and that may be a bit of a light call in favor of Lamar Nagel, who I think might have gotten as good as he gave on that last collision.
And coming in on the challenge, he's down on the ground right now, holding that right ankle. And that's something that's always weird to see when the person, you know, making the challenge comes up on the short end of the tackle and they're left on the ground. Referees are waving on the trainer staff now for Puentes, who scored the second goal in the first period for Monterrey. And that's a tough sight to see if you're Monterrey. You have your best player in the penalty box right now, and then you have Puentes on the ground.
Training staff out to attend to Puentes. Outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MASL is to tune in to Kick This. Every weekend, Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. Certainly, it has to be the start that head coach Luis Jaime Borrego wanted out of Monterrey. They got it done in the first quarter, looked very convincing, and really looked like they were able to exploit open spaces against this Tacoma Stars team, particularly after they got turnovers in their own defensive end. And Tacoma with a quick response here to start the second quarter.
You know, in Monterrey, they really almost came out of that quarter 1-0. It's the last 30 seconds. They were able to close out that first quarter the way that they needed to. And right now, for the Tacoma Stars, Douglas Lima is on the field. We get a quick look at that replay, that injury, and it's a late challenge.
It's just Antoniuk who came through late after play had already been stopped. And you can see he was apologizing even beforehand. Not enough to reverse the foul there, though. Just an unfortunate clash, kind of. Hansen. Long ball up to Canali. And here's Douglas Lima. Ramos wins the turnover, presses forward, goes for goal and scores! Mike Ramos equalizes. And they come to the near boards to celebrate Ramos, the man of the hour, and he is adored here in Tacoma.
That is how you answer the call. Well done, Tacoma, and that's a huge team goal right there. I know that Ramos was able to knock it home and knot up this game with 13-20. Under 2 minutes in this quarter, Tacoma goes out and ties up the game. I know he's not going to get an assist on the score sheet, but you have got to tip your cap to Douglas Lima there, who set up that turnover. He forced that ball to come into the middle and set up Ramos beautifully. Here's the replay again. Lima forces the pass into no man's land and just one-on-one with the keeper. A quick, unbalanced, quick touch, quick shot. And Tacoma has tied this game in the second quarter in under 2 minutes. Well done, Tacoma, being able to fight back exactly how you need to answer back when you're at home.
Long ball down along the boards for Quiroz. Caceres is there, shepherding it toward Waltman. Waltman wasn't certain he could play with his hands, so they dribble it clear. Now here's Lima. Making his first appearance of the season for Tacoma tonight. Had been having some visa troubles. It's all resolved now. Free kick Tacoma. And pardon me, free kick Monterrey. Referee had initially signaled the wrong direction, quickly realizes his own mistake, and I'm glad for it. I was pretty baffled if Tacoma was going to be the beneficiary of that call.
So in looking at this game so far, we're through 2 minutes, 10 seconds into the second quarter, and the Stars have been trying to get Valdivinos off of his line, and every keeper has a great touch in MASL, but they've really been trying to throw some high pressure at Valdivinos and try and make him uncomfortable anytime he's off of his line, which I think they've been doing a great job at.
Rattling around the far corner, Flores is there. Marco Antonio Tovar, Rosas, and back to Valdivinos. Valdivinos over the top. Quiroz, lovely first touch from him. Eddie Na gets it to Caceres, and the outlet now for Petersen. Waltman. Short ball to Mccluskey.
Caceres and Waltman just did a great job at holding the ball and keeping possession, making sure that the Stars' line changes could get on. You got fresh legs in Rafael Cox. You got Vince Mccluskey onto the field, Mike Ramos back on, and Nick Pereira.
Waltman, long ball looking for Pereira. Sliced away by Rosas. Inventive tackle from him.
That was beautiful. Timed it perfectly off the wall, watched it, got his angle, and was still able to get around the 6'4" Nick Pereira.
Looped into Pereira. Clever little back heel. If he'd gotten a little more pepper on that.
The Stars got something clicking right now, because that's a pass I have not seen all season. Just really hammering in a pass that finds Pereira in a tight window inside the box. He just made a quick sidestep to his left to open himself up. That's great work.
Garay. Knocked forward. Puentes is there, got a shoulder through the back from Antoniuk, and he can have no complaints about that one. Pardon me, Miguel Vaca, the one who drew the foul.
Antoniuk's got to be careful. He's got the referees watching him like a hawk today. That's, I think, his second foul, and he's already had 2 conversations outside of that with officials.
Shot for Aguilar, tipped away by Rafael Cox. The return volley bounces to the far side. Vaca heads it in, tipped wide by Waltman. Marco Antonio Tovar trying to keep it in contention. Vaca back inside, flicked along for Aguilar. Aguilar fires, tipped up into the net by Danny Waltman.
What a pass. Oh my goodness, being able to chest that down, keep it up on the volley, and hit that ball with the outside of your foot to set up a teammate, incredible.
Waltman flashing the gloves twice in rapid succession. Here's Quiroz. Vaca straight into Waltman. Put himself in the right spot. Here's Tovar. Scooping it down, looking for Aguilar. And it rattles into the hands of Danny Waltman. He wants to go straight down here for Ramos. Broken up, importantly that time, by Vallejo. Right back to Mike Ramos, however. Prince puts a fit into the far boards. Valdivinos finds Aguilar. Slide tackle from Antonio, gets the ball off of him. Pereira has Mixon moving ahead. He's looking for support from the right. Stars want to go for a change here. They're going to work it back and do just that.
You love the effort there from Mixon, just being able to make that run and clear some space for Pereira. And that's something that, your captain loves to see out of your guys.
Canale was waiting for the ball, got undercut as a result. Nagel wins it right back.
Nagel's strength doesn't get talked about enough. This is a guy who can push people off the ball and hold on to the ball under heavy pressure.
Scooped into Canale. Nagel's gone down behind the run of play. Canale flips it back, and the free kick will come back to where Lamar Nagel was chopped down by Damian Garcia after an advantage failed to develop. That's really good refereeing to spot that.
It was, and I was looking at the Stars bench immediately to see if they would want that advantage played because Mixon came on an overlapping run over the top. He almost had himself set up for a decent volley.
Pereira just rolls it back. Here's Ramos, carries it forward. Wonderful tackle from Aguilar. And Aguilar upended there by Mike Ramos.
And that hasn't been called any other week, that challenge over there on the boards. But tonight, we've already talked about it once, a lot of whistles have been flying on any sort of challenge near the boards. Tacoma needs to be able to pick up on that.
Valdivinos gone ahead for Flores, who opened the scoring back in the first quarter. Garcia from long range. They're going to test Waltman, and that one tipped in. The normally sure-handed Waltman fails to hold on to the ball, and Flores has the easy tap in at the back post.
Part of the duties coming with the keepers, you got to be ready for those long shots, and one of the other duties is to be able to shake off when you make a mistake like that. Waltman knows that this one's on him, and that's a tough one for the Stars after getting a draw, after tying this matchup here in quick succession. Now you got 9 minutes, 16 seconds until halftime, and the Stars were playing a nearly flawless quarter up until that spot. A lot of promising things to build off of, though, and Danny Waltman, he took this one to the gloves, and unfortunately, the Stars had problems with this last week, covering the man on the back post.
Caceres with it here. Back to Pereira. Douglas Lima. Scooped in for Ramos. His first touch is a heavy one. Turned over to Escalante. Rios going out wide. Rios and Cox doing battle. Cox has the inside line. Runs the pressure off his back. Big touch from Cox. He slides trying to recover. It's turned over. Now Rios. Pull it back. Allow his teammates to go for a change. Valdivinos picks out Rosas. Trying to scoop it along, settled by Escalante.
Again, that was the Stars' defense caught out. That man on the backside was still wide open there, and if that ball gets through, that's a fourth goal for the Flash. Luckily enough, they got the quick touch that deflected the ball back into the Flash's defensive half.
Aguilar scoops in at the far side boards. Lurking over there, he draws a lot of attention. He should. Valdivinos sends that ball forward, rattling around. Lima sticks a foot in, knocked back to Waltman. Aguilar brings that down nicely, turns, fires, it rolls wide. Bounces beyond Quiroz on the return. Pereira collects it.
Antonio downfield. Let's see if the Stars can find him on the lob. I like the big body moving his way forward.
Petersen checked in, was unmarked for a split second. Hansen didn't see him. Now it's Nah past midfield. Gets the ball past his man, can't equal the task. Garcia shielding him nicely, goes down, and that's an easy call for the referee. Eddie Nah's frustrated, but he's got to know better than that.
And Nah's an explosive player. He lost the ball, though, and he's got to be able to keep his head, to keep his hands down, because once you put both hands, above your chest and you go into another player, especially after you lose the ball, it's going to get flagged down really quick. Eddie Nah's got to be able to keep his hands down and keep playing with his feet.
Ball up to Rios. Comes off his knee. Mccluskey launches in with the shoulder. That one rattles off the board, cleared away by Petersen. Nah looking to turn. Scoops it wide. Canali is there. Back for Petersen. Mccluskey. And the return for Mccluskey. Big touch from him. Garcia back for Rios. Aguilar to his right. Flores to his left. Rios keeping himself. Ball to Aguilar's tipped. Rattles around the boards. Flores to the back post. And that is a hat trick for Edgar Flores in the first half.
And the Flash are just proving how good of a team that they are. Incredible stuff. 6 minutes, 12 seconds remaining here in the first half. They have 12 shots. Tacoma's only 5. And Tacoma's felt like that they've had decent footing in this game, but that goal right there sent every Tacoma Stars to the right side of the goal and left that entire backside wide open.
Well, the MASL podcast returns for the 2019-2020 season. Join us as we talk to players, officials, and coaches from across the league and take you behind the scenes of the MASL. Check out MASLsoccer.com to listen to past episodes and subscribe to the official MASL podcast on Apple Podcasts.
You know, we talked about Brian Aguilar being the player of the day to watch out for, but Flores has come in here and just left a huge stamp in Tacoma.
Absolutely. Not very shabby himself. Now on 14 goals for the season after picking up 3 here in the first half against the Stars. One of those 5 players we mentioned on double-digit goals for Monterrey this season.
And we knew that this was going to be a tough challenge coming into this game. You have, the top team out here being able to go out on the road. They're 8-0. They're looking to make it 9-0 here in Kent. And this is a tough team that, when you see them on a roll like this, we saw San Diego like this. The Stars were the only people who handed San Diego a loss in the regular season last year. You see a team like Monterrey, and they get on a roll, and eventually you think that there's got to be a team, there's got to be one speed bump on their season. But this team is looking to make a perfect season, and they're through the halfway point on getting there.
Yeah, most teams in the league reaching the halfway mark at this point. Obviously, with the scheduling of MASL, not everyone plays every weekend. This match day 12 for the Stars, match day 14 for Monterrey, who at the moment lead by 2 with 6:12 to go in the half. Caceres over the top, looking for Nagel. Valdivinos. Way to use your head there. And that one came off of Megson's hand and given the free kick.
See, that's another situation where Valdivinos probably could have waited just a half second longer and let that ball come into his hands inside the box. They're trying to draw him out, trying to let him play with his feet, trying to get him to head the ball away. And the Stars need to be able to capitalize on that.
Well, listen, you see Lamar Nagel in white right now at the bottom of your screen as there's a shoving match along the far side. Megson rung up on another foul in short order.
And those two still going at it outside the whistle. I'm sure when play gets going again, these guys are going to keep pushing and shoving.
Megson and Rosas exchanging somewhat less than pleasantries, you might say.
Rosas trying to post him up right now off screen.
And Rosas just slapped Megson's stomach. That's a free kick going right back. Referees really staying on top of this game.
I think that's good. We've seen a lot of games get out of hand later, and it's because of things that start to brew in the first half. If you can tighten it up in the first half, you don't have to worry about that escalating in the second half.
Pereira appealing that one should come to the top of the arc after it's gone into the net. Instead, it'll come out to the corner after the header from Escalante.
I want to see Pereira lob this ball over the top for Nagel.
Rolls it short for Cox. Fired off, not sure who it hit in the wall, but it was enough to block it. Caceres, Nagel. Pereira circling around, pass won't reach him. It's Puentes, gone long. He's trying to slip that over Danny Waltman's head. Finds the net instead.
That's a great look. Waltman off of his line, he was up by the third field marker. And just being able to get the quick turnover, look up, see that Waltman just turned around and was sprinting back. I love the shot idea.
Rolled out to Hansen. Peyton, from a momentum perspective, how important is it for Tacoma to get another goal for the end of the half?
Being able to bounce back and bring this into a one-goal match here before halftime, that would be
shot blocked, tipped away by Mixon.
huge for Tacoma. Just being able to pick up where they left off, going in the locker room, being down 2 goals, that's going to be a tough conversation. But when you're down 1 goal, that's going to be an entirely different message coming from the coaching staff.
Slipped in here to Lima. Lima tried to keep it going to Hansen. Ramos is there, so's Valdivinos though. Hansen double teamed on the far corner. Marco Antonio Tovar fighting off Ramos, the back heel scoop. Garay. Lima brings it down. Hansen looking to turn. Pokes it along, there's no one on the end of it. Bit of a rugby scrum at this point. And now, whistle benefiting the Monterrey Flash.
Look, you got to keep Douglas Lima on the field. Good things have been happening when Lima has been making his appearance, and this is about his 3rd, 4th shift here. Every time he's on the field, he's doing something well with the ball. He's got a great left foot, and he's the most fresh player in the entire arena, in the entire league. He's seeing his first match here on game day 12.
Prince finds Vaca down the field, back for Tovar. Square to Quiroz.
You know, I'd like to see the Stars go back to playing a little more possession soccer. Lima gets tangled up with Tovar on this near side here. Quick little pushing match that doesn't get whistled down. But I'd love to see the Stars get back on the possession side and build their own momentum. And quite frankly, Andrew, what Monterrey's doing right here, playing every other ball through Valdivinos in their back line, the Stars have that ability with Waltman. He is seeing 0 pressure anytime the Stars have the ball.
Petersen lifts that out of his defensive end. Aguilar gets it back this time. Collected by Prince. Canali fighting off Prince. Canali trying to reach around. Lima wins the turnover. And he wants to reset to Waltman. That was a long shift for Tacoma.
And it was, but I don't know if that was the right move. I think that you should go on the attack there. You had the numbers going forward.
Mccluskey, a quick turnover. Aguilar chips Waltman. Ball sailing wide. Rios can't settle to it. Nah underneath it. Mccluskey sails in. Garcia. Scoop back to Aguilar. Tacoma right back on their heels.
I think that's a bad move if you're Monterrey. Trying to chip Waltman right there when you have a player in front of the net. Waltman on his heels running backwards. If you just lay that ball into the middle of the box, it's an easy goal.
Aguilar rides the pressure through his back from Nah, wins the free kick. You're watching the Tacoma Stars on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv.
Eddie Nah, a lot of fouls this first half. He has to be able to collect his thoughts and collect his game. He is a very talented player. He's got to be able to stay on the field, and if Eddie Nah is the one who cost Tacoma a blue card later in this match, that's not going to be great for Tacoma.
Rios, a lovely dribble there. Everyone converges. Referee was reaching into his pocket. The blue cards come out. I'm not sure who he's given it to. It's a delayed penalty. Monterrey still attacking. Garcia fires, rattles off the boards. Came off the head of Flores, turned into the net by Rios. A pinball goal, backheeled in by Rios to make it 5-2 in the waning minutes of the first half.
That's what makes Monterrey so good. Even with the blue card out, they are able to just keep all of the pressure on. They're able to fire off shots, have all sorts of time and space around it, and they make things out of nothing. They didn't have a good look at the goal. It just deflected home, off the siding, off the net, or excuse me, off the wall, and then just being able to punch it in. That's great play from Monterrey, being able to have great positioning, right place, right time type of stuff.
Monterrey has 6 players on the field right now. That's a hold up in the restart of play while they get that sorted.
I don't blame them. They all want to play. Everybody wants to get on the score sheet here. They have 14 shots so far into the first half with still 2 minutes to play. And here's the replay as that ball just gets fired across. A quick header, the tap in. It's just hustle. It's pure hustle out of Monterrey, being able to fly all over the field. That diving header there, executed beautifully.
Caceres cutting inside. Ramos hounded at the far side. Hansen wants the ball into Pereira, and the service to Nick Pereira has not reached the corner boards tonight. It just has not gone over the head of the defender.
And that's hats off to the Monterrey defense. They are anticipating these as good as anyone could possibly do.
Pereira over the free kick at the top of the arc. Plays it short, the thought and the goal! Rafael Cox! The quick ball down low, and he goes top cheddar with it right off the crossbar. Hit that ball so well, he even left me stumbling.
Beautiful look off the set piece, and he's able to find Cox, who's down low, past all the defenders. You know, you have the wide open shot on the keeper. It's just at a poor angle. And Rafael Cox is able to hammer that ball where you need a ladder to try and go up and get it. Well done, a minute 17 left, and the Stars are showing that they are not dead. A lot of goals scored quick by Monterrey when this game was tied 2-2. And now the Stars are just finding themselves fight back into it. And Rafael Cox making his money's worth right there, being able to hammer that home, and Nick Pereira getting his second assist on the night.
Valdivinos gets a hand to it, but it's not enough to turn it wide. Monterrey playing quickly. They want to reestablish this 3-goal lead. But here comes Douglas Lima. Lima, under a minute to go now. Lima cuts it back to his left foot, finds Petersen. Petersen has a go, puts it off the boards.
That's a great look. He had a good bounce, being able to settle that ball and hit it on that volley.
Rosas, gone downfield, picks out Escalante. Escalante has a go, and that's up into the net.
Yet again, the Stars getting caught out in that sort of one defender back, and there's two attackers. Monterrey is really good at leaving that attacker hanging downfield, waiting for the attack to come.
30 seconds to play in the first half. Waltman has his head up, going to try to drop this in toward Pereira. It'll go straight to the hands of Valdivinos, who catches it at his chest. Rolled short for Quiroz. Monterrey seeing if there's time to build one more shot before the end of the half, and that one tips off the head of Vaca. Stars want to go quickly, 12.2 to go. Mccluskey came too far infield to restart that ball. Pereira finds Ramos, 10 seconds left. Ramos, Mccluskey. Pereira, 5 seconds. Well, Pereira can't quite get the connection, which is a bit odd. The connections have been there for him. 2 assists on the night for the reigning MASL MVP. Well, the Stars finish the quarter level, 3 goals apiece in the second frame, but they trail by 2 at the half as we take a break here on MASL TV.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's game. I'm Tacoma Stars public address announcer, Randy McNair. Now, tonight is a very special night. We'll be having a live jersey auction through tonight's game. That's right. Any Tacoma Stars game-worn jersey is available for you to bid on. You can take it home tonight. All you have to do is download the Live Source app on your mobile device, and you can bid right from the comfort of your own seat. You can rebid. You'll be notified when you win. And here's the thing. It's very easy to use. This is how you do it.
Go to the App Store on your mobile device and type in Live Source. It's the app icon with the 3 yellow buttons. Once you download the app, create an account. For location, click on Kent, Washington. Enter your card information for easy payment options. And once you're completed with that, you're ready to bid. Once again, you can bid from the convenience of your seat.
Now, the app is free to download. It's easy to find. And like I said, it's easy to use, fans. Easy way to bid and to take home some Tacoma Stars swag. Download the Live Source app right now start bidding, have fun, and enjoy tonight's game.
Success is playing at the highest level. Success is the roar of the crowd. Success is the rush of scoring a goal. Success is your family cheering you on. Success is being the largest youth program in the state. For every kid in Washington, success starts here at Washington Youth Soccer.
Hey Stars fans, when you walk through the door at our next home game, make sure your first stop is the merchandise table, where you can purchase mini balls to participate in our Ducks and Toyota of Auburn mini ball toss at the end of the third quarter. Mini balls are just $1 a piece, and everybody is encouraged to participate. The contest is fun and easy. Throw your mini balls through the open windows of our Tacoma Stars vehicle, and you're entered to win some incredible prizes. This is a contest the whole family can enjoy. So remember, stop by the merch table, purchase your mini balls, and we'll see you at the end of the third quarter of our next match.
Slide, Pereira, back post, Ramos is there. Ramos shoots and scores! Mike Ramos coming up big when the Stars need him to, and buries that top shelf. Controls the bounce. Keats steps around, rolling down low. Caceres fires with the left and scores! Alex Caceres, with 5 seconds to go in the power play, just slips it past Chris Toth. And the whole team comes to celebrate in the center circle. Pereira turns, might have an angle. Ramos rounds Topete. The low cross tipped in! Rafael Cox taking a page out of Frank Tayu's book and finds himself open at the back post. Does not disappoint. The Stars have equalized.
Oh boy, what a third quarter this has been for the Tacoma Stars. They want to bring this play even further back. But Ramos had the ball in the defensive third, and right as he passed it, he takes a quick kick to the ankle, to the foot. He's limping for a quick second. He starts to limp as he goes up this near side, up the boards. You know, he's very
Down low for Rafael Cox. Pardon me, this is Caceres. Pereira shoots and scores! Nick Pereira snipes through traffic. Chris Toth never had a look at it. And the Stars take the lead.
Oh boy, do I love being right. When the Stars tied even, what did I say? Nick Pereira had to be the...
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's game. I'm Tacoma Stars public address announcer Randy McNair. Now, tonight is a very special night. We'll be having a live jersey auction through tonight's game. That's right. Any Tacoma Stars game-worn jersey is available for you to bid on. You can take it home tonight. All you have to do is download the Live Source app on your mobile device, and you can bid right from the comfort of your own seat. You can rebid. You'll be notified when you win. And here's the thing. It's very easy to use. This is how you do it.
Go to the App Store on your mobile device and type in Live Source. It's the app icon with the three yellow buttons. Once you download the app, create an account. For location, click on Kent, Washington. Enter your card information. with that, you're ready to bid. Once again, you can bid from the convenience of your seat.
Now, the app is free to download. It's easy to find. And like I said, it's easy to use, fans. Easy way to bid and to take home some Tacoma Stars swag. Download the Live Source app right now. Start bidding, have fun, and enjoy tonight's game.
Okay, let's see who made the naughty list last week. And Corey Keats of Tacoma got a one-game suspension for that lovely body check along the boards there. And keep your eye right there. It's Efrain Martinez of Sonora. He gets a one-game suspension for a blow to the head against Baltimore that caused all kinds of problems on the pitch. And the team of the week for week number 9, Bo Yelovach, Frankie Tayu, Alex Bradley, Robert Palmer, Brandon Gonzalez, and the goal-scoring goalkeeper, William Banahaney, and our Sport Turf Prime Time Player of the Week. And it's Alex Bradley, who continues to shine for the reigning champion Milwaukee Wave, and he had a big week. 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points total as the Wave won 1 and dropped 1 in week number 9. And our prime time plays of the week. Number 5, Kansas City's Ray Lee from another zip code against Milwaukee. Massive strike as he sneaks it just under the bar. Number 4, Moises Gonzalez. Watch this move. Freezes his man and then smashes it top shelf. Gorgeous. Number 3, Tacoma's Michael Ramos. Some fancy footwork of his own, and then he goes bar down against Ontario. San Diego's Leo de Oliveira losing his man and booting it upstairs against Mesquite. And number 1, Milwaukee, KC, the Waves, Angel Curiel, breaking ankles and scoring game winners. That is the golden goal against the Comets as Milwaukee avenges his earlier loss. And it is our prime time play of the week.
Success is playing at the highest level. Success is the roar of the crowd. Success is the rush of scoring a goal. Success is your family cheering you on. Success is being the largest youth program in the state. For every kid in Washington, success starts here at Washington Youth Soccer.
Hey, Stars fans, when you walk through the door at our next home game, make sure your first stop is the merchandise table, where you can purchase mini balls to participate in our Ducks and Toyota of Auburn mini ball toss at the end of the third quarter. Mini balls are just $1 a piece, and everybody is encouraged to participate. The contest is fun and easy. Throw your mini balls through the open windows of our Tacoma Stars vehicle, and you're entered to win some incredible prizes. This is a contest the whole family can enjoy. So remember, stop by the merch table, purchase your mini balls, And we'll see you at the end of the third quarter of our next match. Hello, everybody.
Welcome back into the ShoWare Center here in Kent, Washington, where through 2 quarters of play, the Tacoma Stars trail the Monterrey Flash by 5 goals to 3. Welcome back on MASL TV. I'm Andrew Harvey, alongside Peyton Behrens. Peyton, Monterrey, they came in as the top team in the Western Conference. They've put the reasons why on display. Very, very emphatic first half.
Incredibly good attacking team, and they showed it. You know, when you get a hat trick in the first half, you set yourself up for in the driver's seat to be able to take this game all the way home.
Well, like we said, 8 goals in this first half. Let's take a look at some of them. Here are your first half highlights. And Peyton, if you'll take us through this on the monitor here.
Looking at this attack real quick, you get Danny Waltman just caught out. The quick deflection off the wall. He's not able to keep it out of the net. And even if he does, you got the quick follow-up on the backhand side. Look at this attack right here. You have a wide open man on the far side. Tacoma, they got caught out. You got to be able to track every single man and get over here. This is what's great about the Tacoma Stars. Vince Mccluskey right down the middle of the field, and he's able to bury it home. Hats off to Nick Pereira, too, on the assist there, being able to split the defense. Here's Douglas Lima setting up Ramos with a quick counterattack. They got the steal, they got the pass off, and then this one just late. The nice little tap home. Waltman got tested from distance. He wasn't able to keep that one in front of him. And then the Stars, they forgot about the man on the back post. That's something you always got to watch for. And then one of the most beautiful goals, the quick set piece, Rafael Cox being able to bury that goal after the Nick Pereira set up on the free kick. And that's something you gotta love to see out of the Stars. When you can bury the goal off the set piece, good things will happen. Things like that, those are things that you can work on in training. You can't work on the quick counterattacks. You can't work on things like that because you can't simulate those type of things in the game. What you can simulate, the ball on top of the spot, spread your team out, get behind the defense just like Rafael Cox did there, and be able to bring this game back. You're down 2 goals now coming out into what their best period is thus far on the season. The Stars love to score in the third period. Let's hope that they can do it here today.
Already tonight, a hat trick for Edgar Flores, and the normally sure-handed Danny Waltman has 2 spill through his gloves. Defensively, what do the Stars have to do to buckle down and shut down what is far and away the most dynamic offense in the league? You
can't let them get on 2-on-1s. They bury every single 2-on-1 that they get. If you see a man running wide open on one of the wings, you just got to be able to trace him all the way back. You cannot let a man be open, whether you think you have the passing lane contained or not. And the Stars, I mean, they're doing that because they're trying to push up this attack so much, but it's about balance. You got to be able to throw up the 5 numbers into the attack and defend with 5. If you can do that, you can keep this team off the board. But if you allow them to counterattack, allow them to have the one-man advantage in that attack, bad things are going to happen for the Tacoma Stars defense.
Meanwhile, an update from down in California. Ontario Fury leading the Turlock Cal Express 5-3 at what I believe is the start of the 4th quarter. Again, that match kicked off about 30 minutes before ours did. And that is a match with, as the standings currently stand, have huge implications, but the Stars just trail by 2 against the 13-0 Monterrey Flash. Can Tacoma be the first team in the league this season to hang a loss on the Flash as Brian Aguilar is over the ball to get us started in the 3rd quarter?
To answer your question, Andrew, I don't see why not. I know that was rhetorical, but They did this against San Diego last year. I think you have a little bit better of a team this year in Tacoma. We see Douglas Lima be a huge factor, and Mike Palmerin getting one of his first home games this year on the season. He's going to be a factor. He's got well-rested legs. It's the Tacoma defense that really just needs to stand up.
Antoniuk back to Waltman under pressure. Nah spins, had Pereira ahead of him but couldn't get the ball under control. Into the board against Garay, scoops it back. Rafael Cox knocks it down for Mccluskey. Nah changes out, Ramos changes in. Antoniuk hovering at the boards, he's gonna stay.
And look, Waltman has had this sort of time all day long, and I know there's a countdown on the keepers, but use Waltman as much as you can because Monterrey doesn't want to pressure him.
Here's Pereira, and he is a load at 6'4". Here's Ramos, ball gets beyond him. That was a clever leave from Ramos, but he couldn't recover to it. Chopped downfield by Damian Garcia. Finds Aguilar, broken up by Hansen. Poke toward Ramos. Ramos lets fly, and Valdivinos quickly to the ground.
You know, one thing for the Stars here in this second half is you can't have those cheap fouls after the ball goes away, because you've seen this ball fall to their feet so many times.
Ball comes behind Nah. Caceres has a go. Valdivinos flashes the gloves, does well to hold on to that.
2 strikes from distance here early for Tacoma. I think that they want to fire shots by any means necessary in the second half.
Puentes. Gone back, that ball just knocked over the top. Rosas quickly offering his apologies to his teammates.
Valdivinos was the one who was most upset by that. He just wanted the ball passed back to him while they went on their line change. Stars quickly closing the shooting gap here, where the Flash still 14. They ended the first half with 14 shots on goal, but Stars come out, get a couple of quick shots, and now they have 9. They can keep up firing onto the net. You can see Tacoma just really try and close this gap quick.
Caceres scoop through. Canale looking to turn. Out wide for Petersen. Petersen gone down low for Ramos. Ramos bounces off the board. That one bounces off the knees of Vince Mccluskey, and he's on a brace. Tacoma back within 1 goal once again. And Ramos just plays the inventive ball right off the boards, just wide of goal. Drew Valdivinos to the near post, and Vince Mccluskey in the right place at the right time.
Look, it wasn't the prettiest thing you'll see, but it doesn't need to be pretty to get the job done. 11:48 remaining in this third quarter, and Mccluskey with his second goal of the night. And that quick little ball from Ramos, just being able to pass it in a quick little touch. You put the ball into dangerous areas, and good things are bound to happen. Here's the replay. You get Ramos turning. He's got space. Just that little tap. It goes into no man's land. There's nobody on that board, and it hits a perfect angle that lets Mccluskey just chase on to the end of it. Mccluskey's making great runs today, and if he can keep this up, look, Tacoma is 1 goal away from this. They can draw level yet again in this game. They're going to have that momentum. They're going to know that they're not out of this game no matter what.
Hey, how about that from Mccluskey? That might be the first time that a soccer player has ever been happy to see a knee brace, Peyton.
Oh, goodness gracious. Did you order an extra side of corn at Chipotle before you came in today?
Cox electing for the simple restart. Waltman, lofted ball, drops in perfectly for Pereira. That's the service he likes. Scoops it back. Mixon sends that well wide. Should have taken that on the left. Rios Looking to pick out his outlet, gets the quick return, and here's Jorge Rios. Rios breaking through, off the left post, it doesn't go in.
Wow.
Should have been a goal. Now here's Mixon looking to play quickly. Pereira drifting far side. Nagel on the overlapping run. Tackled away from Nagel. Rios hemmed in along the boards, and Hansen knocks it back. End-to-end stuff here at the ShoWare Center.
Mixon wanted that ball back right when he played it because he saw that the defender baited him perfectly. Just gave enough pressure to think Mixon was getting all the pressure, and then he quickly sagged off on Nagel.
Pereira, the overlap for Lima. Valdivinos uses his forearms to turn that away. Lima still loose. Mixon, it bounces off him on the rebound, and he scores! Alex Mixon, his 4th goal of the season, has leveled Tacoma with the league leaders.
And Andrew's Stars never say die. That's twice that they've come back now from being down 2 goals. Mixon, he makes up for that pass that he was so vividly angry at himself for beforehand. He comes back, and it's all about positioning. That's what these Stars goals have been about. Both of Mccluskey's goals have been about being in the right place, right time. Right there, Alex Mixon, he trails the play, he waits for it. Lima does all the work. Here it is again, the quick overlap. Lima, a shot that comes right back to him. He takes a touch, is able to get that ball into a dangerous area, and Mixon, his first try, no good, but then it bounces off of him into the net again. And I think the most important thing from that, Valdivinos was shaken up after that play. The quick bounce off of his body, he was being helped by teammates. So now if you're the Stars, you got to throw the quick pressure on him yet again.
Well, back on level footing now, anybody's game. Tacoma has really seized the initiative here at the start of the 3rd quarter. Peyton, you've mentioned how strong they've been. Nah whistled for handling there. No one's going to dispute that, least of all Eddie Nah.
Let's talk about how strong they've been in the opening parts of the quarters. They opened the 2nd quarter with 2 goals in the first 2 minutes, and here they open with 2 goals in the first 4.5 minutes. This is incredible stuff. Tacoma, when they strike once, they want to add on to it. A lot of coaches will always talk about the old cliche, the first 5 minutes after a goal are the most important. In MASL, it's more like the first 30 seconds after a goal are the most important, and the Stars are making the most of their opportunities.
Another ball in toward Pereira. Hemmed in. Scooped just beyond Lamar Nagel there.
That was just misread. If Nagel is able to get a touch, that ball stays into a dangerous area.
Marco Antonio Tovar, another handball on Lamar Nagel. He'll be upset there, but his arm is is away from the frame of his body. It does make you unnaturally larger.
And that's just incidental. Nagel's just running in a natural motion, and he takes that ball off of his hand. Unfortunate.
Pereira blocks the free kick entirely. Still bounces out to Tovar, and it's blocked by Nagel. Damian Garcia forced back to Valdivinos. Long searching ball controlled well by Rosas. Rosas spins, felt he was pulled. Pereira rampaging through the defenders here and has drawn the free kick.
They've been calling it all day. If you're Tacoma, take advantage of this. Really, just take your attack up the boards. Do it in the attacking end. Give fouls and set up for good free kicks.
Restart. Up to Pereira, fighting off Tovar. Ball back to Lima. Pereira scoops it back toward Lima. Bounce to the far post, just beyond Rafael Cox. The shot from distance from Caceres, and now a foot race. Ramos has the inside line, shields off his man.
That ball had some great backspin on it, so it was really good for Ramos to be aware that that ball was going to stop. It wasn't going to roll all the way down to Waltman.
Lima goes for a change as Mccluskey comes over the boards. 8:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Waltman. Up to Pereira. Fighting off Tovar once more. Drops it in for Nah. That one gets beyond Valdivinos. And the return, and Valdivinos has it once more. What keeping from the Monterrey man between the sticks.
Eddie Nah, he's explosive. He's really good attacker. But great goalkeeping on the other side of things.
Mccluskey puts Aguilar on skates. Hansen downfield. Canali just wanted to tip it into space. He had Antoniuk there with no one within an acre. Valdivinos forced to play quickly. Hansen knocks it down. Canali's there. Onto his left foot. Tacoma going to work this back. I think they're thinking about a change. Crowd really feeling it here. Mike Ramos getting them involved. And Canali playing a little too liberally there with the hand in the attacking end.
And we've seen the soft whistles all night tonight, so hats off to our referee crew because they are staying consistent on top of it.
Canali's first. Valdivinos. Vaca. Back that time for Vallejo, and now square for Escalante.
Stars are out shooting Monterrey 7-1 in the first half of this third quarter here.
Escalante looking for an option. Vaca in the middle, has Antoniuk on him. An uneasy stalemate at the moment. Vaca scoops it down. Hansen's there, has Aguilar on his back. Turns under pressure. Aguilar's gone down. Hansen trying to run it clear. It's deflected. Escalante has it. He cuts it square. Aguilar looking to spin.
Great tracking back from Canali to be able to shut that down because it would have been a 2-on-1.
And the referee has called that against Brian Aguilar for going down. Hardly anything in it from Canali, and Aguilar is going to get a talking to from the referee for that.
And I think all the fans here in Showwear Center just found their new least favorite player, at least on the field tonight, because they are letting Brian Aguilar hear it.
Aguilar has to be careful. He's already served 1 5-minute penalty for a yellow card. Remember, if you rack up 3 in a game, that's your night over with. Waltman can't go crass midfield until the fourth quarter. Ramos brings that ball down, plays himself through. Ramos fires, and Valdivino saves. Just jaw-dropping stuff here in the MASL on Friday night. Caceres in for Ramos. Ramos scoops it back left side. Wanted to go off the boards, didn't materialize. Rios now fighting in against Petersen. He's under pressure. Finds the outlet. Pereira steps to his right. Pereira knocked away that time.
This is good possession that Tacoma's keeping here. Build your own momentum, create your own energy off these passes. You don't have to force shots.
Rafael Cox picks out Pereira. Mixon for the overlap. Won't come his way. Finds Rafael Cox. Caceres lurking back toward midfield. Sends it down low toward Nagel. Doing battle with Quiroz. In toward Pereira, and Pereira has a shoulder in early. Quickly spotted by the referee.
Staying consistent with the fouls being called, and that one's on the challenge that was on Lamar Nagel against the boards. So now the Stars are going to be able to try and work a set piece here.
5:08 to play in the third quarter. The crowd really feeling it here tonight. Pereira putting the skills on display. Service to Caceres, a little bit of a letdown. Long stream of possession. Tacoma has to make something out of this. And Pereira draws another free kick. Garcia getting handsy.
Monterrey's done an incredible job playing this man-to-man defense. They're not letting any runners go unmarked, and they're making sure that they pick up on all these overlaps.
Pereira goes for goal. Valdivinos, I don't think he got to that. It went wide. Boy, you cannot turn your back on Nick Pereira for a second, Peyton.
He's an incredible player. There's a reason he's the reigning league MVP, and he shows it night in, night out. He shows why he's one of the most talented players that this league has to offer.
Antonio checks in, ball comes his way. Quiroz steps in to defend. Scooped inside, Mixon. Not quite the connection on that second shot for him.
He'll want to have that back, and I think both teams, they want the timeout here so they can get some fresh legs onto the field.
This is actually the under 8 media timeout, but that's how dynamic this quarter has been. We had to go an extra 3 minutes and 40 seconds past the 8-minute mark to take a break. And get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and at MASL Arena on Twitter. Peyton, this place is thumping right now. The Stars have managed to pull level. Do they need to pull ahead here in the third quarter to make the most of the way that the game's going right now?
They don't need to, but you can't go down 2. If you let Monterrey score 1, you got to bounce back immediately. And the Stars, I mean, they've been throwing shots up this quarter. This has been an incredible quarter for them. But we saw what Monterrey did last time in the second quarter when the Stars took a quick two-goal second quarter. They answered with 3 back-to-back-to-back really quick, right one after the other, and they were able to just score so fast. So if you're Tacoma, and if you let one go in, it's not the end of the world. You just got to make sure they don't get those that back-to-back in again. And if you're Tacoma, keep firing shots. It's working beautifully. And let guys onto the field like Vince Mccluskey, let him take that extra shift. Alex Mixon's been making incredible runs. And I'll say it once again, Douglas Lima has been playing great in his Stars debut.
We'll restart play with Valdivinos at the right edge of the field. And we're back underway.
I think that's something that you need to watch out for this Tacoma team is how powerful their left foots are. A lot of teams will shy away from the left foot. It's the more common weak foot. But you have Douglas Lima left-footed. You have Alex Caceres as a mean striking left-footed player. You have a lot of talent who can just hammer home left-footed shots on this team.
Valdivinos, long ball up. Puentes trapped along the boards by Antoniuk. Gets it back to Garcia. Garcia's long-range shot led to a goal last time, and that slipped through. Trying to keep it clear. Tovar hems it in. Rosas fires. Waltman tips it wide. Now it's Hansen. Fighting off against Garay. Garcia. Looks like he's been given the green light to shoot pretty much any time he has space on that left foot of his.
And Palmerin sagging off. He's giving him that space to just try and fire from deep. And I'd rather Palmerin just try and close the space. Don't allow that. And if you get a quick deflection, you can get on the run.
Garcia, diagonal ball this time. Looking for Rosas. Right on his back. Lima tips it wide for Palmerin. Advantage played. Blue card, penalty coming. Lima limps off.
That's a great move. Heads up move there from Douglas Lima. He's hurting. He's still limping on the bench. But when you have a power play on the way, you got to get off the field and you can't sit low. And they're going to get a 6th attacker onto the field. Waltman just trotted towards the bench, but they don't have anybody with the 6th attacker jersey ready.
Looks like Rafael Cox who's trying to squeeze into it along the far side. Again, play will continue until Monterrey gets a touch of the ball. Ramos scoops it past his man, pulls it to his left side, fires, it's blocked. It has to be a controlled touch from Monterrey. Pereira bumped into the boards. And that will start the 2-minute power play with 2:32 to go here in the third quarter.
And I'm sure Tacoma's not going to be too happy that they couldn't find the 6th attacker jersey because they had Waltman all the way up against the boards, ready to jump off the field and get that extra attacker on when there is no power play yet to be had. The power play was on the way. Tacoma, they really missed out there on an opportunity, but now you got 2 minutes. You got to be able to convert. Tacoma does a good job in this league being able to convert with a 47% power play succession percentage there. So being able to convert, huge for Tacoma. And we've seen the leader on this team who scores the most in power plays is Alex Caceres. He sits on this near side to the keeper's left because Caceres likes to turn inward and hit that shot with his left foot.
Monterrey successfully kills off 63% of their penalty kill. Marco Antonio Tovar, the team leader in penalty minutes, sitting for 2. We've had a whistle go here. And I'm not sure who it's going against. Caceres was battling with Escalante on the near side. Caceres has won the free kick. Tacoma could take the lead here. Pereira keeps it himself. Low for Rafael Cox, played along the boards. Turned away at the back post. Aguilar wanted to head it back there to Valdivinos. Instead, it'll be lumped clear by Garcia.
Look, this is a team that has such a good attack that I wouldn't be surprised if Monterrey tries going short-handed on the attack instead of just dumping.
Caceres down low. Rafael Cox tries to scoop it past Valdivinos, and the man will make a save with whatever is available.
That's a great shot. Good look from Tacoma and a quick rollout.
Monterrey thinking about a man-down goal here. Ball coming toward Aguilar. 1 minute remaining in the power play. Ramos heads it away from Aguilar. And Caceres plays it wide. Pereira looping forward. Caceres to his right. Caceres wants Ramos. Ball too hot to handle. Pereira looking for an opening. 25 seconds on the power play. Pereira finds a little bit of space, quickly closed. Drop back toward Ramos. Low shot, blocked that way, and bounces out of play. 13 seconds on the power play time, maybe for one or two more shots.
Got to make the most of it.
Here's Pereira. Caceres down low. Valdivinos saves. Pereira to his left foot, fires. Valdivinos once more. Bounced off a couple people inside the arc and into the hands of Valdivinos. Well killed off by Monterrey as Marco Antonio Tovar steps onto the field, and Monterrey is choosing to take their timeout.
That was a great stop from Monterrey there, being able to fight off that 2 minutes now. 30 seconds left here in the third quarter, and it's gone all the Stars' way. It's been a horrible quarter for Monterrey, but that was the highlight right there. Being able to play defensively, lock it in, not let anything through. They even got an attack. They killed off about 10 seconds just playing the ball forward, playing it back with Valdivinos. This is good stuff. This is incredible MASL soccer. One of the best matches that we've seen all year.
Well, kind of one of the things that's been interesting about this Monterrey side. Coming in tonight, a plus 58 goal differential. But Peyton, you look at their last couple matches and the margin of victory has been getting smaller and smaller.
It has been. They opened up with a couple of big wins, 10, 11. Now, we're seeing them come off of a 5-4 win, a 7-5 win. This team isn't invincible, and, who knows what they're dealing with back at home, whether it's injuries, whether it's fatigue. This team came out of the gates red hot. Now they're starting to slow it down a little bit. They almost lost to Ontario. They had to come back from a 5-1 deficit to be able to beat Ontario on the road. Last week, they just squeezed it out really tightly in a one-goal contest. Now you're here, you're on the road in Tacoma. This team understands that they've struggled on the road, and by struggle, I mean they've won every game on the road. But this is a team that hasn't found such success in those wins as of late, and this is a pivotal game. If they come in here, they lose to Tacoma, Tacoma could knock them off their rocker for the rest of the season, and this could really start a bumpy way for Monterrey.
Stars getting the defensive assignments figured out as we set to resume play. 28 seconds to go in the third quarter. Tied 5-5. Valdivinos rolls out to Quiroz. Monterrey probably going to milk the clock, see if they can get off one shot. There's Flores, the man on a hat trick. Up to Rosas.
Antonio's got to be careful.
Puentes down along the boards. Two defenders there. Mccluskey has the inside line now. A lot of players getting involved. Another melee. Mccluskey bowled over Marco Antonio Tovar, the guilty party.
I think both sides were pushing and shoving there. That's a 50-50 call going either way. I think the Stars very relieved that call is for them.
Hansen just gives it a go, and the clock runs out. Well, the Stars, on the back of a big third quarter, are tied with the unbeaten Monterrey Flash as we go to a break here on MASL TV.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's game. I'm Tacoma Stars public address announcer, Randy McNair. Now, tonight is a very special night. We'll be having a live jersey auction through tonight's game. That's right. Any Tacoma Stars game-worn jersey is available for you to bid on. You can take it home tonight. All you have to do is download the Live Source app on your mobile device, and you can bid right from the comfort of your own seat. You can rebid. You'll be notified when you win. And here's the thing. It's very easy to use. This is how you do it.
Go to the App Store on your mobile device and type in Live Source. It's the app icon with the three yellow buttons. Once you download the app, create an account. For location, click on Kent, Washington. Enter your card information for easy payment options. And once you're completed with that, you're ready to bid. Once again, you can bid from the convenience of your seat.
Now, the app is free to download. It's easy to find. And like I said, it's easy to use, fans. Easy way to bid and to take home some Tacoma Stars swag. Download the Live Source app right now. Start bidding, have fun, and enjoy tonight's game.
Success is playing at the highest level. Success is the roar of the crowd. Success is the rush of scoring a goal. Success is your family cheering you on. Success is being the largest youth program in the state. For every kid in Washington, success starts here at Washington Youth Soccer.
Hey, Stars fans, when you walk through the door at our next home game, make sure your first stop is the merchandise table, where you can purchase mini balls to participate in our Ducks and Toyota of Auburn mini ball toss at the end of the third quarter. Mini balls are just $1 a piece, and everybody is encouraged to participate. The contest is fun and easy. Throw your mini balls through the open windows of our Tacoma Stars vehicle, and you're entered to win some incredible prizes. This is a contest the whole family can enjoy. So remember, stop by the merch table, purchase your mini balls, and we'll see you at the end of the third quarter of our next match.
Welcome back into the ShoWare Center in Kent. Start of the fourth quarter, Tacoma Stars level with the 13-0 Monterrey Flash, 5-5 here on MASL TV. Andrew Harvey alongside Peyton Behrens as we get start the action. And of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention this. Now the start of your last chance to bid on the game-worn jerseys worn by the Tacoma Stars tonight. They're very, very stylish. Waltman's jersey right now, what's the bidding at last check there, Peyton?
Right now, Waltman is at $255. That's a pretty penny for the Danny Waltman game-used jersey. You got a couple of other good ones out there. You can get Nick Pereira for $130 right now. You have until 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter to go out and bid on these jerseys.
Once again, download the Live Source app, all one word. It's free. Create an account. You can start bidding on the match right now. On the jerseys, I should say. Don't bid on the match. Don't do that. Sports gambling, to the best of my knowledge, still illegal in the state of Washington. Ramos, quick outlet to Mccluskey. Controls it along the far corner. It was a huge third quarter from Tacoma. They need a fourth quarter of equal magnitude. Through ball here for Pereira. Pereira, pass Valdovinos and scores! Nick Pereira puts Tacoma in front.
tell you, Nick Pereira does a lot of deadlifts. His back is just aching, carrying this team right now. 2 assists. He's got the go-ahead goal. 20 seconds into the fourth quarter. This is absolutely impressive from the reigning MVP, launching that ball into the sweets up here. This is good stuff. Nick Pereira just gave his team the lead for the first time tonight, and the Stars are doing everything they need to protect their home turf. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff from Nick Pereira.
Pereira notched the go-ahead goal last week against Ontario, and here's this one.
Just a quick rollover with the right, tapping it home with the left. Oh man, you love to see it.
Ball one way there by Lamar Nagel. Plays it off the board to Nah. Nagel cleared out after the fact. This one bounces through. Here's Palmerin. Mike Palmerin goes off the boards, gets beyond Valdivinos. No one there to cash it into the back post. Escalante lumps it clear. Nagel going to play it to himself there. He's double teamed. And Nagel putting his footwork on display.
God, what good work from Lamar Nagel against the walls. He uses the board so well.
Waltman gone over the top. Here's Canali. Trying to back up Escalante. It's a tough task. He's a big defender. Lima. Canali calls off Petersen. Stars now playing in front for the first time tonight.
Monterrey, a team that wins a lot. They're not unfamiliar with playing from behind. We mentioned that Ontario Fury game just about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. They played from behind the entire fourth quarter and took the lead with 3 minutes left for the first time of the night.
Lima wants the ball in the middle, going to get it. Trying to turn quickly. Quiroz trying to force him outside. Stars basically running all of their possession as though they're on the power play.
Mccluskey wide open on the far side.
Ball comes his way, no one there. Defenders come to close him down. Canali open to the back post. Canali headed toward goal off the crossbar. Canali in the follow-up, and it's cleared away by Garcia. And now the quick turnover. Flores into space looking for Aguilar. Rafael Cox trying to close him down. Aguilar cuts wide outside. Cross bounces in. Garcia's there. That dangerous left foot. And headed clear by Rafael Cox.
Rafael Cox on the defensive end said, here, take your left foot. I know you won't use it.
Garcia has it tackled away. Stars looking composed. How long will legs hold out? How long can the lack of mental mistakes keep going? Rafael Cox surging up the middle. Here's Mixon. He's got a goal already tonight. Mixon has a go. Valdivinos gets beyond him and keeps that one from bouncing in.
Good awareness from the goalkeeper. Knowing he has the space behind the line, he doesn't panic. He just catches that ball off the one bounce.
Marco Antonio Tovar now. Looking for Rosas. Ball slightly behind him. Tovar keeping it in contention. Rosas down low. Caceres pumps it out wide. Tovar goes into the corner. And Nagel does enough to get it out of his defensive end. Now here's Pereira. That's a lovely first touch. Pereira closing in. Tovar closing down. Tovar forces it wide on the Valdivinos save.
What a challenge from Chase Hansen.
Stars playing inspired soccer right now. 11 and a half to go.
You gotta love it. Nick Pereira winning a foot race down into the attacking end on that counterattack. That's good stuff. Nick Pereira, you know, he's usually that post-up striker that you see.
Lima, lovely touch. He's cleaned out off the ball. It's a blue card. Garcia into the box. And the Stars back on the power play. Boy, Douglas Lima has drawn 2 power plays tonight and has paid a hefty price for it.
Oh, he's going to be feeling it tomorrow. He's feeling it a lot right now, but that's how you know this guy is an absolute team player. He saw that challenge coming in. He could have tried jumping out of the way of it, maybe let the ball hit the deck, but Douglas Lima does a great job on continuing the play, fighting through everything. This is a guy who's been out here putting in work all season long, just waiting for his chance, waiting for his moment, and now he's got it, and he's doing everything to propel this Tacoma Stars team forward.
Lima gonna stay down here, gonna take a minute.
I need to give a quick tip of the cap to our DJ Pete Richmeyer here for playing locked up by Akon when we see a blue card on the field. That's high quality stuff. Well done, Pete.
So Garcia in for 2 minutes for kicking. Stars back on the power play and have the opportunity to make this a 2-goal game with 11:14 to play. Worth mentioning that one notable absence from the Stars power play tonight is Corey Keats serving a 1-game suspension after accumulating 3 cards in the match against Ontario last week. He normally is out there for these. And now it's Dan Antoniuk who's going to post up down low. That is a big body to try to screen Valdivinos.
It's going to be a good power play. We saw a great one from the Stars and a better defensive stand from Monterrey. Watch Caceres. The kid likes to strike it.
Rafael Cox goes at Valdivinos. Escalante's there. Turning under pressure. He's double teamed. Now Pereira pokes it through to Rafael Cox. Here's Caceres. Down low for Ramos. Ramos has a go. Escalante comes all the way across the key and blocks it. Caceres cleaned out off the ball. Brian Aguilar has given away the free kick.
Pereira won an advantage. He's not happy there. And, you know, if you're going to call that challenge, show a little bit more. Give him a larger talking to, a warning. I think Pereira might have wanted a blue card there because there was clear advantage, wide open, just real estate on the far side for Pereira.
Simple restart for Tacoma. Antoniuk back for Caceres. Pereira. Rafael Cox has a go. Valdivinos takes it off the midsection. Pereira dribbling through. Down into the corner, tripped up on the referee. Cross court to Caceres. Caceres down low for Ramos. Caceres has a go and Valdivinos flashes the glove. Wants the outlet right up the middle to Aguilar. Look at his foot speed. Ball bounces behind him. That's unfortunate. He's held up and triple teamed and nothing in it from the referee.
Go, go, go. You got 5-on-3 if you can get numbers up.
Ramos bounces it back to Caceres. Pereira, 40 seconds on the clock.
Nick should be looking at goal.
Antoniuk spins, he's tripped up, and the free kick's given.
Tough challenges coming in for Monterrey. They really have to be careful. They've already had 3 men sent into the box today, and now you get a foul from a dangerous position. The Stars scored on one similar to this from the spot, just about 2 yards behind. Let's see what Pereira does. Last time, he sent this over to Rafael Cox.
3 in the wall for Monterrey. Caceres and Pereira over the ball. Ramos and Antoniuk to the left. Rafael Cox to the right. They want to remeasure, and it's going to move the wall back an additional half step. They all count.
Can Pereira squeeze a ball in between the right shoulder of the wall and that lone defender on this near side? No, now the window's tightened.
Caceres has a go. Parried by Valdivinos. He's been excellent all night long. Still 29 seconds left on the power play. Pereira has drawn Aguilar out wide. Caceres stepping in on the left. Now for Ramos. Has a go and scores! Mike Ramos, his second of the night, and Tacoma leads by 2.
Take it to the powerhouse. Don't back down from anybody. And when you have star players, yes, I said star players, Mike Ramos, Nick Pereira, Alex Caceres on the field in a power play unit, you are ready to score at any given moment. There is such high energy flowing through this stadium right now. Incredible. 7-5. The Stars are out shooting Monterrey. They are taking their game straight back at them and not making them have a comfortable road trip here. This is incredible stuff. The Flash haven't had a shot here in this fourth quarter. The offensive attack is through the roof for Tacoma. Here's a quick replay of it. Being passed around, good stuff, and then the quick one-touch strike. Oh boy. You couldn't ask for a better way to spend your Friday night than right here in the Accesso Showwear Center.
Stars now leading by 2, 9.5 left to go. That's an awfully long time to play in the MASL. But Tacoma has the benefit of playing from in front. Can they stay composed? Eddie Na does enough to get the ball back to Antoniuk. Mccluskey plays it off the boards. Risky there, poked away, but it'll squib through to Waltman.
Look at that connection from Waltman to Na.
That came off Tovar's hand. Referee spotted it.
You know, I think Monterrey, they're getting flustered right now, Andrew. They're playing with a lot of pent-up emotion, and it's turning into anger. You saw Tovar, he threw his hands down. He wasn't happy about the handball called, and this is something that Tacoma can use to their advantage.
Waltman, long ball up toward Canali. Pressure on his back from Escalante. Mccluskey, double teamed here. Gone backwards, back to Hansen. Expect to see a lot of this. Waltman knocks it clear. Well controlled by Antoniuk, trying to lay it through for Na. Vaca, run off the ball. Canali fouled him.
And I don't know if that's a foul. I think that they're just calling it because he comes in from behind. A warning might have just been issued for a delay of game there on Vince Mccluskey.
Yeah, you'd think after years and years of playing in the MASL, players would know that the first time you do it, it's a warning. The second time, it's a yellow card. But you still see guys rung up on it.
That last challenge, you know, I think that that's just a call because he's coming in from behind. That was a clean tackle on the ground, but it was the hands up top. It looked like he was going after the shoulder.
Waltman, the quick outlet. Eddie Na tracking Valdivinos off his line. Eddie Na can't bring it past Valdivinos, who feels he was hit there. Valdivinos going to play it. Look at the skills from Valdivinos. He can go past midfield now. It is the fourth quarter. Now here's Puentes. He scored back in the first.
Valdivinos still at the 50.
Puentes with defenders all over him. Yeah, the foul was coming eventually. And now we've got shenanigans.
Let's go back to that play by Valdivinos. He has the contact with Eddie Na. He's feeling hurt. He's grabbing his arm, but then he looks up. The ball's right in front of him. Quick touch over a defender. Takes another touch, bobbles it into the air. He goes forward, and here's that replay on the foul again. A couple of bodies being tangled up. But Valdivinos, that is incredible footwork out of a goalkeeper.
Tovar over this free kick, 2 in the wall for Tacoma. Tovar cuts it square. Escalante, far side. Low shot. Gone through a lot of traffic. Waltman was on the ground. That one rims around the boards and bounces into the bench, but it did bounce in the neutral zone first. Sharp whistle there. And it's the under 8-minute timeout. Boy, this quarter has flown by so far. What an eventful 7 minutes.
It's been incredible. Goals going in the Stars. Everything's been working out for Tacoma. Here's one player that I want to talk about real quick, Andrew, is Eddie Na. You see Danny Waltman, Eddie Na's playing a specific role on this team right now. He's got energy, he's got speed, and the second that Danny Waltman gets that ball into his hands, Eddie Na puts his head down, he's sprinting downfield, and Waltman knows where he's going, and he's going to throw a pass right over the top, try and land it in the breadbasket for Eddie Na to take a touchdown. We saw Valdivinos come off of his line on the last one. But this is something that's really dangerous. If you can get Eddie Na past the defense and getting him a touchdown before Valdivinos can come out, Eddie Na's going to be on the score sheet.
Well, Peyton, 7:52 to go. This Monterrey team that has been so dangerous all season long hasn't scored since there were a minute 48 to play in the first half.
You got to look at Tacoma's defense and say, you know, what's been the big key here? It's been that they're keeping possession. They're dictating the pace of the game. They're knocking the ball around. They're not allowing Monterrey to get the ball into the attacking end and settle themselves down. They're flying. They're playing with their hair on fire out here, and it looks great. The Stars are doing an incredible job. They're moving off the ball, and they're playing everything simple. Now, here's the one difference in this fourth quarter compared to earlier in the game. The Stars always had a safety net in playing Danny Waltman's feet. In this fourth quarter, Monterrey said, we're going to high pressure Danny Waltman anytime he gets the ball, and this is an obvious game plan that they've been doing all season long because they knew it. They switched it on right when the fourth quarter started. You can expect that. Anytime Danny Waltman gets the ball towards him, he's going to be under some high pressure, and he's got to be able to keep his cool, find a simple pass, or, you know, in the end, it's not the worst thing in the world to just dump the ball down to the other side of the field.
Important for Tacoma in general to keep their cool. 33 fouls total in tonight's game. Tacoma has not spent a minute in the box just yet.
And against a team who has an incredible 67% power play percentage, you got to be able to stay out of the box.
Clock ticking once again as we're underway. Valdivinos Gone down low. Knocked back out. Here's Prince. Man down in the box. And a whistle going the other way. Escalante. I'm not sure if it was for what he said to the referee or for pushing off. And it looks like we've had another warning issued. I think that one's going to be for Monterrey's bench. Boy, the wheels coming off the wagon for the Monterrey Flash right now.
And this isn't how you want to see this game end. We've been blessed with an absolutely immaculate night of MASL. You don't want to see this start coming down and just dwindle apart towards the end of the match, where you're going to get whistles every 5 seconds and you're going to see a lot of delay of games and chippiness out of spite. You know, this has been a great match tonight.
Waltman up for Pereira. Tacoma just planning to sweep this ball back and forth across the field. Antoniuk, another lovely first touch, and a hard foul from Edgar Flores. Didn't see which Tacoma star he laid out there, but I don't think the star caught the number of that bus either, and that's Lamar Nagel who's down.
And Lamar Nagel, you know, we've been talking about this all night, that they've been calling the soft fouls. You can't complain when you get that whistle blown against you, because that was a rock-solid challenge straight through the back of Lamar Nagel. Here's another look at it, just absolutely demolished. And Lamar's going to stay on the field. I talked about earlier, he's a strong guy. He's not going to back down from any sort of challenge. 7:10 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Petersen back to Antoniuk to get the clock moving again. Mislaid pass there, Antoniuk back to Waltman, and here comes the pressure. Waltman out for Ramos. Crossfield for Petersen. Stars know where the passing lanes are going to be open.
Working that triangle beautifully in your defensive half.
Waltman skiffs this in. Antoniuk does well to hold it in there. Ramos pokes it forward for Pereira. Pereira the cross. Nagel with the left-footed volley. Can't get it to go. Some appeals for handball, but they're pretty half-hearted from the players. The fans are more into it. Puentes shoulder to shoulder with Petersen. They both have their arms extended. Petersen's going to the box. Probably going to get 2 for boarding there. And now a very dangerous game for Tacoma.
You know, I thought Petersen was playing that perfectly. There was a lot of hand fighting near midfield, and then as they kept going, the hand fighting was still going, but it wasn't interfering with the play. He goes down near the boards, the hard challenge. Here it is again, just a nice shoulder-to-shoulder battle, and then the feet get tangled up, and it's going to be for holding. But, you know, Troy Petersen, he knew that he didn't have the foot speed there to catch up on it. I think he's unfortunate to get the blue card there. Understandably done, though, compared to everything else that's been done on the field today, calling-wise.
Here's Vaca, defended by Mccluskey. Back to Valdivinos. Here's Prince. Slices for goal, bounces off a couple players, and was handled there by Aguilar just outside the left post. Didn't mean to have it hit his arm, but it did. And Aguilar just racked up his second yellow card of the night. 2 yellow cards for dissent. What is Brian Aguilar thinking?
That's incredible. Losing your cool like that, going into the box, you can't do that when you're on a short leash with the referees. Slowly going over to the penalty box. Surely he's not thrilled with it tonight. 6:17 to play. Wow.
Aguilar, your leading scorer, will be eligible to return to the game with 1 minute and 17 seconds to play after an appropriate stoppage. He might not get back on the field tonight.
You know, and overall, when you look at just the 2 cards, he has spent 10 minutes into the box of such a short played game. You cannot do that when you're the leader of a team, especially when you're trailing 2 goals.
Pereira has tripped his man there, is going to go for a change. Ramos steps back on. 1:30 on the power play. Remember, yellow cards do not carry a man down disadvantage, so it's still 5-on-4 in favor of Monterrey. Prince cuts it square left. Garcia gone down low now. Back for Prince. He likes his chances from out wide. That one's gone into the net. Did it hit a defender? Monterrey said yes. Referee said no. And Danny Waltman surveying. And another Gilman.
You really got to keep your mentals here if you are Tacoma. Just really lock it down.
Rios. Down along the boards, drop back for Prince. Squared left for Garcia. He loves that left foot. Down low, Waltman parries it right at the edge of the box. Garcia lets fly and pile drives it into the net.
50 seconds remaining. When the Stars get back down here on this defensive end, you got to look over your shoulder. They put a guy right on the wall who's just sitting, just trying to poach it at home.
Herrera has slipped onto the field for Ramos. He's going to try to tie up as much time as he can. Knocks this back toward Hansen. Hansen trying to track down the bouncing ball. Remember, Tacoma's still down a man. Waltman knocks this toward midfield. Garcia heads it down toward Rios.
Now you got Waltman on the defensive power kill.
And here's Garcia. Defense slow coming. Prince checks back in. He gets the ball. Vaca. Prince. A lot of space. Pokes that through with his right. Nothing doing. 20 seconds left on the power play. Valdivinos across midfield. Lofts this ball in. Puentes is there, but so's Caceres. Gets it to Pereira, and he's going to lump it clear. 10 seconds on the power play.
That's smart by Pereira. Just killed 5 seconds off of it.
Petersen waiting in the penalty area. Penalty box, I should say. Penalty is over. Petersen's back on the field. We're back to even strength, and the Stars have killed it off.
You got to love this crowd. They're involved. They're loving it, and they love seeing that power kill survive.
Rios. Drops it off for Vaca. Crowd getting a little bit hushed now. Vaca dribbles to his right. Low shot blocked. Mccluskey doesn't quite get there. Rios doesn't either. And now shoulder to shoulder. Everybody goes. Mccluskey reaches out with the free hand. I'm not sure what he's complaining about. That was apparent to everybody in the stadium.
Got to make sure that you don't go into the box again. Another blue card. But the Stars got to figure out how to keep possession long enough to get these players off the field. This is a long line shift.
Here's Vaca going at Hansen. Shots blocked. Still not enough of a clearance for Tacoma to change their lines. Prince down low for Vaca.
Valdivinos way upfield.
Prince onto his left. Gets it away. Gone down after the sliding tackle and nothing there. Tacoma going to try to change out one or two bodies. Pereira sprints off the field. Ramos comes on. Mike Palmerin just threw himself back over the boards. He thought more changes were coming. Chase Hansen rolls it through for Mike Ramos. Ramos is one-on-one with Valdivinos. Valdivinos with a brilliant sliding tackle.
Ramos has to get back.
Prince gone square, down low. Flores, Garcia, back toward Flores. He spins wide, drops back to Valdivinos. No, he'll go square to Prince.
You wonder how long till the sixth attacker.
Poked through, spun to the left. Vaca spins and whiffs. And Caceres playing wide now. Ramos fights off Rios, has a strike for goal, misses just wide. And what a stop by Valdivinos. 2:45 to go. Caceres goes for a change. Antonio checks in.
Ramos had Caceres running down the middle of the field.
Gone square for Prince. Flores strikes, poked in and tipped in. Puentes just gets the rebound off of Danny Waltman. And Tacoma's going to take their time out here. Wow.
Wild stuff out here in the West. 7-6 now, 2:32 to play. You put the ball into dangerous areas. Dangerous things are bound to happen. You got to wonder if they're going to put their sixth attacker on the field being down one, or if they're just going to try and stay at even strength. But Tacoma, you really got to try. You got to put something else into the net. I don't know if 7 goals is going to do it tonight. 2:32 is a long time, and you still have all sorts of opportunities. You got to hit your runners. You got to be able to finish. And right there, Valdivinos is playing at the 50 like a sweeper the entire last 4 minutes of this quarter. This is incredible stuff here at the Accesso Showwear Center, and there's a lot more of it to come. The Stars taking it to the Flash, up 7-6 right now against the top team in MASL.
Stars leading 7-6, 2:32 to go. Brian Aguilar on the league leaderboard for goals, points, and just about every other offensive category. Still sitting for another minute 15 for his second yellow card of the game. They were both for dissent. Tacoma has done an incredible job of holding off this Monterrey attack, but now can they see out this 1-goal lead, maybe snag one more if Monterrey elects to go with a sixth attacker.
Monterrey's had a very potent attack tonight. They had 3 goals in the second quarter, all underneath the 10-minute mark. And that's their first goal, though, of the second half. They haven't scored since a minute 45 remaining in that first half. And so now they got a little momentum back. They got the mojo flowing with Monterrey. You gotta throw your best guys out there if you're Tacoma. We haven't seen Douglas Lima since that challenge. I wonder if he shut down for the night because he was a very dynamic player for Tacoma. And if you're Nick Pereira, you know you're not the fastest guy out there. You got to rely on your guys, get off the field defensively.
Waltman can expect high pressure for the rest of this match. Pereira gone down there, nothing's coming. Gets back to his feet, he's surprised. And this is slipped through. Garay is there. Defense closing down. Caceres poked in. Ramos playing himself off the boards there, fights his way past the second defender, bit of a jersey tug. Ramos is still going with 3 defenders, the penalty is coming. Ramos, still Ramos, and puts it wide. Mike Ramos, just the ability to astound. Well, Tacoma can kill off as much clock as they want now. Again, the clock will stop. They'll go back on the power play, and they'll play the rest of the game on one. Caceres scoops us in the middle for Mccluskey.
They can hit this downfield. Ramos down here all by himself.
No need to. They're just playing keep away now. Tipped away. Waltman has it back, though. Comes down to Ramos. Punch back into the middle of the field, and now play will stop. A minute 29 to go, and Tacoma will go back on the power play.
What a run from Mike Ramos to draw that blue card. My goodness, that was full-on beast mode Marshawn Lynch against the New Orleans State. What a run, what a play. He took on 4 defenders, dribbled through all of them, took on the keeper, and now Valdivinos is having some words for Ramos. He's not liking that.
It is Miguel Vaca who has gone to the box with a minute 29 to go. And this now really disastrous because there's still, I believe, 11 seconds or so left on Aguilar's penalty. So if Tacoma doesn't let the ball go out of play, Aguilar's not going to get back on the field tonight.
And at some point, you got to wonder if Monterrey is going to be able to keep enough possession to try and get their 6th attacker onto the field. I don't see anyone in a 6th attacker jersey on the bench right now. They probably are just going to keep Valdivinos in and push him as far upfield. It looks like Pereira's trying to call a timeout. He has got a clipboard in his hand, and he finally does so.
Well, boy, if you had never seen an MASL match before tonight, and you happen to tune into this one, this is the perfect introduction to the highs, the lows, and the joys of arena soccer, Peyton.
It's going to be hard to match this one, and a yellow card's been shown.
Valdivinos has just been given a yellow card.
And Mike Arguello was the one defending his teammates there. The wheels are falling off for Monterrey, but there's still time to play.
Boy, you got to be more disciplined than that. You're putting your team in trouble. Forgive me, I have not refreshed my memory of what happens when a keeper is issued a yellow card.
We know when they're issued a blue card, they stay onto the field. Another player volunteers his service into the penalty box, and it looks like Valdivinos is going to stay on the field here. And the crowd, you gotta love them staying into it all the way to the end.
And I believe that is, I think Puentes gone to join his teammates in the box. And either way, he won't make it back. Unless, of course, this waits for to head to overtime.
That penalty box getting a little crowded down there on the Monterrey side of things. And this ball's going to start back here with Monterrey, it looks like, but the refs are going to have a talk over it.
Yeah, no, play was never restarted. Tacoma took that timeout after the foul had been awarded on the far side. This is Tacoma's restart on this power play. And Nick Pereira is saying exactly that. Referees took a moment to sort it out, but that's what it's going to be.
And Monterrey's got to be careful. They could be underneath another yellow card if they keep arguing with the refs because none of them are happy about this call here.
So Tacoma's going to start a game of keep away here. Caceres goes back to Waltman.
I don't know if you should abandon your power play strategy. Go take it to the attack.
Caceres lumps this up to Nagel, heads it down in the middle. Valdivino's going to get to it. Hits Rios on the outlet. Rios strikes for goal, blocked by Caceres. Nagel trying to bring that ball down. Shot, that came off a defender. Tacoma playing mighty close to the edge. Under a minute to go. Now here's Rafael Cox down the near side. Nick Pereira available at the far post. In the middle for Nagel, skiffs off his foot. Ramos has it. Rafael Cox, double teamed along the board. He's gone down, nothing given. Tovar has it, gets it off to Garay. Ahead for Rios. Time winding down. Gets beyond Waltman. Pereira. Garay just blatantly dove in front of Nick Pereira there, nothing given by the referee. Flores strikes for goal. That one skiffs off the boards, hits the net, 25.6 to go.
This is incredible stuff here coming down the stretch for Tacoma. You got a 1-goal lead against the top team in the league at home.
Waltman with the old heave-ho. Pereira felt some pressure, went down. Not going to get that call at this stage in the match. Rios still shuttling, still fresh. Runs past Ramos, going at Cox. Squares the ball. The countdown is on. Under 10 seconds to go. Ramos has it, pulls it back, chips it to the far side. Nagel has had it, and Lamar Nagel knocks it back. Caceres strikes for goal. It'll bounce off the boards, and the Tacoma Stars have taken down the unbeaten Monterrey Flash at home, 7-6. Look at the emotion. Look at what it means to Tacoma. A huge win against the only unbeaten team in the league. They'll be partying all over the Puget Sound tonight. An amazing night of MASL soccer as the teams make their way through the post-game handshakes.
Your final score of the Monterrey Flash 6. Your
Just a series of absolutely monumental performances out of various Stars player. Mike Ramos has to feature heavily in that. 2 goals for him tonight, including what proved to be the game winner with 9:35 to go in this fourth quarter. Monterrey, a red-hot start to them. 4 first-half goals, 5. They carried a 5-3 lead into the break, but Tacoma answered every time there was adversity. Came up huge. The importance of that goal from Rafael Cox just before the end of the first half. And a brilliant third quarter of soccer where Tacoma got everything going their way. Stay with us as our own Peyton Behrens will be down field side in just a moment with one of our Stars players for a post-game interview. And it looks like Peyton is ready to go. He has player coach Nick
Nick, what an incredible game that you guys just had on your hands against the top team in MASL. Talk to me about what you told your players at halftime coming out of that game and being able to come back from a 2-goal deficit twice.
Let me calm down a second here. There's a lot of stuff going on. What a night here for these guys.
Talk about the energy of the fans tonight, because they were in it for every single second of the game, whether or not it was a goal, whether it was a foul. They were all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, we can't do it without these guys. And let me tell you, when we're out there running hard and we get tired, we look up and see everybody clapping and going nuts, and it's a second win. So thank you guys, everything for tonight. What a night.
You gave Tacoma the lead. You have 2 assists on the night and that goal to go along with it. Talk about how big of a night this was for you personally.
Well, my wife and my kids are somewhere up here, so I needed to put on a show for them tonight. So thanks, Michelle, Sophia, and Theo for coming, and I'm glad I could put on a show for you.
Next week, what do you take from this game moving forward?
we needed a response. We knew that the home loss to Ontario wasn't good enough. And obviously, I think the response tonight was unbelievable. So we got to keep the momentum going, stay high on the top of that wave, and ride it.
Nick, congratulations. You guys just took down a giant. Go celebrate with your teammates.
Thank you.
Back up to you.
That Peyton, well, Peyton said it best. Giants taking down the Monterrey Flash, losing to Tacoma by a score of 7-6. Nick Pereira had the go-ahead goal, and Mike Ramos had the game winner. Stars go to 5-7 on the year. Monterrey still sitting atop the Western Conference at 13-1. Stars will be back at home next Friday night against the Harrisburg Heat for cross-conference play. That match scheduled to kick off at 7:35 p.m. Pacific time. But that is going to do it for us here from the Showwear Center. Once again, your final score, Tacoma 7, Monterrey 6. For all of us here at MASL TV, including Peyton Behrens, I'm Andrew Harvey, saying so long, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.